Welcome to beautiful, sunny Southern California, Los Angeles. We are at Manhattan Beach. There's volleyball going on, there's surfing back here. It's a beautiful day, kind of overcast, like 65 degrees, super nice out. But why are we here in California? Why are we here in Los Angeles? Well, I am scheduled to play a massive Hustler live stream in 2 days. Thursday, May 18th, I play a 10, 20, 40 game, $35,000 worth of a buy-in for that game. I decided to come out early, get some content. I'm going to play at Commerce, maybe the bike, maybe Hustler, we'll see. I don't really know exactly where I'm going to go yet today. I got a couple chores to do, a couple errands to run, got to check into my hotel, got to get some food, got to deposit some money into the Players Bank, and then we'll see what's going on. We're going to get to the cards, so let's get down to the table, let's get to the action, let's go. We start off our Los Angeles trip here at a brand new casino for me and this poker vlog, Hollywood Park Casino, and I'm pleasantly surprised when I walk in and it looks pretty packed. I walk back to the high limit area and they're actually running a 5, 10, 20 game along with a 10, 20, 40 game. I sit down with the 5, 10 game, buy in for $2,500, which is the max. I am pretty confused with the chip colorings. It's a lot different than what I'm used to. Usually I play with black, green, and red. In LA, the color scheme is white, purple, and yellow, so it definitely takes a little bit of getting used to for me. Well, in this hand, I raise pocket fives in the hijack to $50. The cutoff makes to call. We go heads up to an ace, 3, 4 rainbow board. I could c-bet here, or I could check. At a position, I elect to check, and my opponent checks behind. Turn card 8. Given the fact that he didn't bet the flop, I'm going to bet for protection here to try to get hands like king high, queen high, with equity to fold, so I make it $55 and my opponent makes to call. River card's another 8, and now I check over to him. He bets out a $180 bet. I could hero call here with pocket fives, but I just don't feel like he's bluffing. Given his line here, he probably has a weaker ace. It's possible he could have an 8 for trips, so I elect to fold and we lose the first pot. Next up, it's my turn to be in the straddle. There's an early position raised to $50. I call here with king 8 of diamonds. Go heads up at a position to king, king, deuce, 2 clubs. So I flop trips with a decent kicker on a pretty unconnected dry board. There is some flush draws. He could have some pocket pairs. When I check to him and he bets out $80 here, I feel like I could call and slow play and trap. But with a king, I feel like I can definitely get some extra value from flush draws, pocket pairs like pocket 9s, 10s, and jacks. So I raise it up right away. I make it $275. Back over to my opponent who doesn't think for too long and folds. We take this pot down, but then we get some interesting news. After the dealer pushes me the pot here, I grabbed my phone and started taking notes on the hand. This is what I do after every notable hand. I write down the positions, the bet sizing, the board, the suits, all that stuff so I can remember it later when I edit the video a few days later or a week later. And at this time, I get a tap on my shoulder by a taller man in a suit, and he tells me, "Sir, you cannot video record at the table, so please turn your camera off while you're in the hand." Well, unfortunately, I was just told by the floor I was no longer allowed to film live camera footage at the table, which has actually never happened to me in all 2 years, 188 poker vlogs. No floor has ever come up to me and told me while I'm actually playing that I cannot record. I've had a couple times where they've seen my videos and they say, "Hey, you can't do that anymore," but I'm usually very inconspicuous about it. I just prop my phone up a little bit, I put a card over my screen, I turn down the brightness all the way, I don't lift my phone up at all, so I'm really surprised that the floor said something to me. I'm guessing someone in the room must have told him, "Hey, that's a poker vlogger, he's probably filming." But, you know, they were very nice about it. They just told me I can't film anymore. Of course, I said, no problem, I won't do it anymore. But a little unfortunate, only got a couple hands there. But I'm going to stay in this game a little bit longer. I want to see what it's like. It's 5, 10, 20. It's a decent game, decent amount of money on the table. And any hands I play that are worth mentioning, I'll just do a still photo voiceover, and I'll catch you guys after the session is over. It is always confusing to me when casinos don't allow poker vlogging, especially from poker vloggers who have a decent amount of followers and videos. I mean, 50,000 people watch my videos. That's free advertisement for them, but rules are the rules, so I guess no more live action footage. But we do get into a big spot here with pocket jacks. I raise from middle position to $60 over a $20 straddle, and the cutoff player, who've been playing pretty snug, three bets me to 200 bucks. Action folds back over to me, and we could mix here between calling and four betting. And given the fact that we're a little over $3,000 effective, and I feel like this player maybe could three bet some hands that we're beating here, some pocket pairs we're beating, maybe some suited wheel aces, some offsuit broadways, some offsuit ace-x hands. I decided to four bet here out of position with pocket jacks. I make it 600 bucks. I mean, it is the fourth best hand you can get pre-flop. My opponent immediately looks kind of confused and then makes the call. So I take that into note. I was somewhat concerned that maybe he was Hollywooding here a little bit with a big overpair, but given the fact that he didn't 5-bet me, I feel like jacks could be the best hand. We go heads up here, 4-bet pot, pocket jacks, the board comes out queen, 3, 4, 2 diamonds. No ace or king on the board, not bad, but a queen is an overcard to my pair. I start out here with a 1/4 pot size bet of 250 bucks, and my opponent makes the call. I'm pretty much shutting this one down until the turn card is the Jack of Clubs, giving me a set, the second best hand you can have on this board. Well, no checking for me now. I decide to bet $475, leaving myself with around $1,600 left to shove the river. Once he calls this bet on the turn, I immediately put him on aces or kings that he potentially slow played pre-flop. He could have ace queen or maybe a flush draw as well. So when the river card is a safe 5 of spades, there is only one option here. 4-bet pot, a set of jacks. I am all in. My $1,600 being shoved in the middle, and my opponent is visibly frustrated. He tells me out loud, man, I was trapping you pre-flop, but I think you got there with a set. He says, I can't fold a hand this strong, and makes the call. I show pocket jacks, and he shows black pocket aces. Holy crap. We were way behind pre-flop. We were way behind on the flop, and we got there, hitting a 2-outer on the turn to win over a $6,000 pot here on day number 1 in LA. At this table, every dealer changed. They end up doing 2-card double board bomb pots, and in one, I end up making quads on the bottom board. I check jam all in for $2,000, and my opponent folds a hand that would have been a chop, which is always a great thing to have happen, and then I put on the double straddle under the gun +1. So the blinds are 5, 10, 20, 40. There's a raise for middle position to $100. I make the call here with pocket sevens. I go heads up here out of position to a king 6-6 board. With pocket sevens here, once my opponent puts out an $80 bet, I don't want to get rid of my hand right away. He can have a lot of hands we're beating, like ace high, queen high, jack high hands, maybe even some smaller pocket pairs. So I make the call with sevens, turn deuce of hearts. I check, and now he slows down and checks this one back. Well, the river card is very good for pocket sevens. It is a 7. Running hot so far in this session. We made a set of jacks versus aces to win a $6,000 pot, and now we just rivered a full house. I contemplate leading out here or checking. Feel like leading out would be good. I can get hero called by pocket pairs or maybe even ace high, but checking can also maybe induce him to bluff with a hand that doesn't have any showdown value, or he could try to bet thin here with a weaker king or a smaller pocket pair, and ultimately I decide to check over to him, and unfortunately, he checks back pocket queens. I show pocket sevens, and my opponent is visibly frustrated. It's the same guy that I cracked with pocket jacks when he had pocket aces just about an hour before. Everything is going my way so far in this session. We're up a couple $1,000s so far. Man, what started off as a very boring card dead session has exploded now into a very fun session. I just played a hand where I 3-bet small blind versus big blind with ace-5 offsuit. I bet bottom pair on the flop, check, check, turn. River, the flush got there. My opponent bet small, and I put him all in for like $600, and he folded 2 pair, so that was a nice win. And then I just played a hand where there was a limp under the gun. I raised to 80 with ace-5 of clubs. Big blind calls 80, limper calls 80. I flop a flush draw, and the limper leads out into me. I call, I turn the nut flush, he checks. I bet big, 275. He calls again. Rivers to 4th club. I have ace-5 of clubs. I have the nuts. Other than like 8-6 of clubs is a straight flush. He leads into me now for 375. I raised to 800 and he just snap folds. So the table's extremely soft. Very, very soft game. No one really putting anyone into a tough spot. A lot of just random guys coming in with like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. So I'm very tired. I've been here for a couple hours. I'm up like $4,000. I only slept 2 hours last night. I flew all the way across the country to get here. I should go home and get some sleep, but this game is just too good. I'm gonna stay a little bit longer. Let's see if we can keep running it up. I then head back inside and take a picture of my almost $9,000 stack, which doesn't happen too often at a 5-10 game, $2,500 max. I then see Pocket Aces get all in against Pocket Aces for a $6,000 pot, and they chop. Nothing ends up really happening over the next hour, so I end up calling it a night, head back to my hotel to get some rest. Alright guys, that is it for this one. Back at the hotel, this has been an extremely long day for me. I flew out of Fort Lauderdale at 8 a.m. this morning. I got here to Los Angeles around noon Pacific time. I went to the beach, got the rental car, got food, checked into the hotel, deposited money at the Hustler, went to Hollywood Park Casino, played some poker there. Unfortunately, we couldn't live record the poker hands at the poker table. The floor came up to me and told me I couldn't do that, so I had to do the voice recording for you guys, but we ended up running hot there. Pocket Jacks, 4-bet pot against Pocket Aces. We turn a set, end up winning almost a $6,000 pot there. Then after that, we just ran super good. Full houses, quads in a bomb pot, flushes back to back to back. Ended up winning almost $38 or over $3,800 tonight. So very good first day here in Los Angeles. We've got 3 or 4 days left. Big Hustler live stream coming up. Tomorrow's going to be a 5-5-10 game at the Hustler. And yeah, I'm excited. It's a good trip so far. It's nice to win the very first day. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm going to get some sleep. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. Please hit the like button. Comment down below if you have any questions or comments. And subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I'll see ya.